Hey everyone, Rho here. Today we're discussing the Warmaster of Chaos, Abaddon, as we ask the question, just who can stop him? General spoiler warning to begin, as we may be referencing events from across the world of Warhammer 40k, so you have been warned. But with that said, let's just jump straight in. Abaddon. Whether you love him or hate him, you have to admit he's deserving of his place as Warmaster of Chaos. For it is thanks to him and him alone that the Cadian Gate has been destroyed and the forces of Chaos escaped their 10,000-year prison. And since then, the very galaxy itself buckles under the weight of the Dark Forces' assault. And well, with Abaddon so defiant, and indeed close to his ultimate victory, the question must be asked, just who can stop him? And we're not talking campaign strategy here, we're talking good old-fashioned pistols at dawn, duking it out. Now obviously the first name that springs to mind is the returned Primarch Roboute Guilliman. In my own personal opinion, Guilliman as a Primarch would dispatch Abaddon in a straight up fight with absolute ease. However, an argument could be said, it's not that easy. Abaddon, while refusing demonhood, is still the chosen of Chaos, and he most certainly has received some power from the Dark God's whispers. And not only that, he is armed not only with the fabled Talon of Horus, but the demon sword Drachnien, a demon so powerful the Emperor of Mankind himself could not destroy it, so powerful that it could hurt him in return. Abaddon having this weapon at his disposal absolutely cancels out any real advantage Guilliman has by wielding the Emperor's sword. And the Talon of Horus, while maybe not demon enhanced, has penetrated the armour of Primarchs before, not to mention quite possibly the Emperor himself. The Warmaster of Chaos most definitely has the tools at his disposal to get the job done. I guess it just depends on if in this final encounter he would truly give himself over to Chaos, like his father before him. But with Guilliman out of the way, we come to perhaps the true debates. Who else could stand before the Warmaster and have a chance of coming out victorious? Well, there's a few names to me that stand out as having the best chance. First and foremost, Trajan Valoris, Captain General of the Emperor's Custodes. For all the might of the Space Marines, for all the might of the new Primaris, the Custodes are still clearly a level above, and Trajan Valoris is quite simply a level above that. The only reason the tales of this guy's victories aren't dwarfing every other hero of the Imperium is quite simply his duty lies upon terror, and the Custodes care only for their Emperor and not for bolstering their own reputations. We've seen Custodes slaughter their way through Astartes, and I certainly don't think Abaddon would give Valoris any pause for doubt. The natural advantage does absolutely lie with Valoris here, though again, for all Valoris' mastercrafted war gear, the Talon of Horus and Drachnien do pose a very real threat. While it may not be as clear-cut as Guilliman versus Abaddon, we are still talking about a Captain General of the Custodes. I mean, we're entering Constantine Valdor territory here. I absolutely have got to give the nod to Trajan Valoris. Next up we have Kaldor Drago, the Supreme Grand Master of the Grey Knights. Quite possibly the one man in the galaxy who, no matter what demonic power is thrown at him, would not even bat a single eyelid. This guy has been eating greater demons for breakfast for centuries. He spends most of his time carving his way through Chaos's own backyard, and he's even carved his name on the demon Primarch Mortarian's heart. There is absolutely no way you can't put this guy in the conversation for being able to take out Abaddon. Drago wields the Titan Sword, which is anathema to demonic power, said to have been forged by the Emperor himself. And though it has had to be reforged at least once before, it is still an artifact of titanic power. No pun intended. This would most definitely be an interesting encounter, and though I don't quite put him up there with Valoris, Kaldor Drago is still a level above any other Astartes chapter master. It's hard to not think he couldn't come out here with the victory. But maybe it's just reputation, or an aura that's developed over the years. I'm not sure what it is, but I just feel like my money would be on Abaddon for this one. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm not as confident when it comes to Drago as I am Guilliman and Valoris. Either way, this would be a duel of epic proportions. Now again, like I said, these three heroes of the Imperium stand head and shoulders over all the others, at least when it comes to defeating Abaddon. However, that said, I would be remiss if we didn't mention Dante. Dante himself long believed it was he who was to be the golden figure within his father Sanguinius's vision, that it would be him to make a stand before the golden throne in the end of days, and that he would give his life in that final moment. So while maybe in the vision Dante would ultimately fall, does he have a chance against Abaddon? I'd say of course he has a chance, but he is absolutely the underdog. This isn't the Dante of old. He is old, and in truth his body struggles to heal his wounds now, requiring more time within his sarcophagus and more blood to recuperate. Dante is just not a young man. It's through his sheer determination alone that he continues to fight. However, just maybe, if Dante were to finally give in to the rage and thirst, the constant burning inside of him, to give in and unleash the fury once and for all, feeling it overwhelm him as he sets eyes on the talon of Horus, the very claws that ended his Primarch's life, a reimagining of their legendary encounter, Sanguinius standing before Horus, as Dante would stand before Abaddon. Maybe, just maybe, Dante could give his life in ending the Warmaster. Unlikely as it is, I would never completely rule Dante out. However, for me that truly sums up the real possibilities of defeating Abaddon. I just can't see anyone else from within the Imperium having a chance, unless of course there may be someone I'm forgetting about, which is always possible. As for the Emperor's saints such as Saint Celestine, I don't really give them a chance, We've seen them fall to lesser enemies than Abaddon before. And like I said, I really just feel Abaddon is far too much for your standard Astartes chapter master. However, as always guys, what do you think? Who do you think has the best chance of defeating Abaddon from within the Imperium? Is it only Guilliman? How do you feel about Trajan Valoris, or even Caldor Drago? And what of Dante? Or perhaps am I forgetting about another fabled hero? As always, drop your thoughts in the comments below, I love to read them. Huge thank you to all my subscribers, your support truly means a lot to me, it really does. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too. But with that said, I am off, and I'll see you all again real soon.